Do dowsing rods really work? Hey, I'm Sophie, and this is day one of a series I'd like to call Making Believers, Not Making Believe, an intersection of science and spirituality which fits right into the greater sphere of Phoenix Top 40. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you can stay on the forefront of free thinking. So let's get into today's topic. So I recently got these dowsing rods and I have been using them as is typical with my hands, but I thought, why not put this to the test in a more scientific fashion? So I rigged this little gear up and to hold the dowsing rods. From a scientific perspective, the water serves a very important purpose because this will show you if I am manipulating, bumping the table, or doing anything to try to skew the results of this. This also shows that we are on a level surface, and the fact that the rods are flat, they're not going anywhere. There's no wind, there's no outside forces, there is no nothing. I do have an energy source of fire for any potential spirits that I'm trying to connect to use as an energy source, ideally. So full disclosure, I did try this a little bit out this morning, and I was trying to connect to some of my ancestral spirits, and I was not able to get the rods to move during this. So we're going to just keep working day by day to see if this is real or if this can be debunked. You know, maybe you'll watch my existential crash out in real time. That would be fun, right? Or maybe you'll get to see some really fucking cool stuff. And with that, let's give these a try. So I would like to connect to my ancestral spirits. Hands off the table. I am not touching anything. I am not touching the table. There is nothing that can manipulate the rods, and the water is still. Ancestral spirits, are you here? If so, please cross the rods yes. So for a reference, a crossed yes looks like this. And then a no is a part like that. Sometimes it can even come back here. Or I've noticed the rods, sometimes it's really quirky and cute. They'll kind of waggle no like that, like no, no, no. Sometimes if they're kind of, it's a gray area answer, they'll like point somewhat or be like, It's really interesting to watch. And I understand that when you're working with different energies, it's a lot easier to manipulate through the human body, but that is why we are really trying to take it to this rig to see if we can test this in real time from a hopefully mostly scientific purpose. I do also want to state that with these spiritual tools, there is an assumption of belief. So I am going in with the assumption that this will work, and I really hope it does. Like, that would be really fucking cool, right? All right, so we're gonna try to get the rods to sense this earth. This is a cup of dirt, literally. Spirit, show me where the earth is in this room. Can you point me to the earth? Can you point me to the earth energy? Can you confirm, yes, this is a cup of dirt? Nothing yet. All right, let's try something different. All right, now we're gonna try rings that I wear every single day. Notice I am not doing anything to the rods, like nothing is happening. Spirit, please point the rods to the objects that are connected to Sophie that she wears every day. Help her find the 2 rings. Where are the rings? Show me where the rings are. Damn, nothing. Interesting. It's funny because when I was trying this earlier, I had this thought come through, and it felt like my mom's energy. And my mom used to love the show Ghost Adventures and all the different kind of ghost hunting type shows. And I do too, and that's something we connected on, and that's something I have continued to watch just out of curiosity. And I got this feeling this morning when I was trying this. It was like, this is how Ghost Adventures feels. Like, you know, all those times when they sit and they get nothing and they get nothing and they get nothing, but they just keep trying, they keep tweaking their setup, their approach, and then, you know, the energies start working for them. So I'm hoping through this series we can do that too. So let's try one more time today. I'm trying to avoid anything with strong energy, like obviously not like a magnet. There's no magnets under here, and I'll probably do a video to show you there's no fucking magnets under the table. If there were, it'd be like, oh wow, right? Like, no, this is fucking science we're doing, okay? So with that being said, let's try a taller object. We're gonna try my coffee. I'm gonna remove the straw so you can't like see it, you know, like it won't distract from the rods themselves. That's fucking delicious. It's pumpkin spice season, baby. All right. Spirit, where is Sophie's coffee? Can you help me find it? She lost it. God damn it. They want to be called out by name. So this is a really important part of using any spiritual tool. You have to speak directly to who you want to talk to. So you also have to put like protections and stuff on. So I'm going to be putting up a lot more videos about this, but for now, let's talk to the spirit of Loki, who is kind of a trickster god, but he's one of my favorites. Like, he's very misunderstood. And so Loki, will you help me show the viewers that this is real? Point me to the coffee. Use the rods to show the viewers that this is real and affirm, yes, this is Sophie's coffee. There's a fly on the rod literally right now, which is a Loki thing. It's a symbol of Loki, but there's so much energy around the rods, and I saw this morning. It's like they're trying so hard to like make it happen, but I feel like there's not enough of a connection between the spiritual realm and the physical realm for it to happen in such a scientific way like this. I really try to do a lot to check my analytical mind, because even though I'm doing science, I still have to go in with the assumption of belief, right? Maybe there's just not enough like energy. I'm just gonna put my straw down. It's gonna be a little sticky. I'll wipe it later. Loki, help me show the viewer. Loki, help me show the viewers. Help me to show them that this is real. Help me to make believers and not make believe. Please affirm yes on the rods that this is Sophie's coffee that she drank this morning. Is this Sophie's coffee she drank this morning? Please cross the rods for yes and open them for no. Is this Sophie's coffee? She needs this answer. She needs to know. That's desperate energy. Don't do that. But all right, friends, nothing this time, but we're going to keep trying. With anything, these spiritual tools take practice. And yes, there is a natural knack. So just for demonstration, when you're typically using the dowsing rods, this is kind of what it looks like. So this is why I'm trying to take it to a more scientific perspective, to shun the non-believers. No, not shun them, to make them believers, right? To show them that this energy stuff is real. So you typically hold them like this, and then you can try to find curses, hexes, things that have been put in your house, magic objects. People have used them for centuries to find water. Centuries might not be right. I don't actually know. They're like, yes, it is this-ish. Okay. So the problem with this is you actually can manipulate them with your hands, but if you're trying to be legit, you really try not to. However, part of spirituality is like the spirit can kind of like, you know, guide you through these little micro movements. So spirit, let's show the viewers. Loki, will you show them that it's mostly just that connection to the earth? Why y'all can't quite bring it into the physical quite yet? Ish. See, look, that's a half answer. It's not quite the whole picture, but it's part of it. Is it part of it? Will you affirm yes? Look at that. Look at that very clear yes answer. All right, let's reset. Loki, is your spirit here with us right now? He's saying that's a dumb question. Loki, over time, will you help me show the viewers that this is real? Define real. Loki, over time, will you help me show the viewers that this is real in the 3D? Loki, over time, will you help me integrate this from the 5D into the 3D? I got some. Now it's like this hesitance. That's all I've gotten with this experiment, is that there's this hesitance and I don't know why. I don't quite know where it's coming from. But we'll keep trying. We'll keep thinking. Spirit, I want to affirm your graciousness and the connection that we have. Over time, is this series going to help make believers realize that this is not just make-believe? Please give me a very, very clear yes. Oh my God, look at that. That was fucking beautiful. All right, friends. With that, I think we're going to sign off. So this is the end of day 1, but stick around to see if this gets affirmed or if it gets debunked. All right, talk to you later. Bye.